Trove officially launches, RaiderZ is shutting down, all that and more. I'm Zach Sharps, and this is Free to Play Weekly. To kick us off this week, Tryon Worlds tries once again by launching its free-to-play voxel-based exploration adventure game Trove. In a welcome letter by game director Andrew Krosnick, a plan for future development was laid out. Featured in this plan was further development to Damage Numbers, a Mac client, expanded economy, and PvP. With numerous classes, a fun combat system, and voxel-based creation, I've personally had a little bit of fun in Trove within its early stages, like the alpha. Now that it's officially out though, I probably will give it a go, just after I finish binging on Skyforge. Speaking of Skyforge, My.com, Obsidian Entertainment, and the Outlaws team kicked off their Founders Pack open beta a few days ago. The highly anticipated free-to-play sci-fi fantasy MMORPG opened its doors to all Founders Pack owners, and the best part is, there is no more character wipes, so you can go ham on this game if you want to, and you don't have to worry about a thing. The linear but action-packed game features semi-open world questing areas, dungeons full of interesting boss fights, and many quests to progress your Ascension Atlas with. There's also raids, PvP, and more. Overall, as I mentioned before, I am currently binging this title like no freaking other. For some reason, I just can't stop playing it. However, the experience thus far has had faults such as audio bugs, inconsistent performance, terrain bugs, crashes, animation bugs, and basically anything else you can imagine that an open beta would have. Plus, I still think the combat is a little bit too floaty for my liking. It just doesn't have a lot of meaty sound effects. Overall though, I've been having a blast with this title, and for those of you who don't want to purchase a Founders Pack, your gates open on the 16th, which is when the open beta will go live. Will you become an immortal? Leave me a comment down below. The game that you guys saw was my favorite free-to-play MMORPG on the free-to-play cast. Echo of Soul got its July content update patched in. Adding in raids, 10 players will now be able to queue up as a group and take on the longest fight in the game yet. AoE areas, minions, and tangled routes make the fight more challenging than any other PvE content yet released in Echo, so players will have to work together to earn their epic rewards. For smaller groups, 2 new 5-person dungeons have been added in both normal and hard mode variants. Overall, when it came to Echo of Soul, I was more of a fan of the PvP than the PvE side of things. That being said, I found the game to be way too traditional, and after a while of mindless entertainment, it found its way to the recycle bin of my computer, which has been emptied. Regardless, it's free and got more content introduced, so it's worth a shot if it does look interesting to you. First, the Neverwinter team goes through layoffs, which we covered a month or so ago, and now Perfect World Entertainment's RaiderZ is shutting down. Closing its doors on August the 7th, Perfect World gave this statement during their announcement. In the past, we have been working with Mayet, the developers of RaiderZ, in order to troubleshoot and solve issues to keep the game available for players. Unfortunately, Mayet is no longer operating. Since there's no more active developer, it's very difficult to troubleshoot any issues that may happen to RaiderZ. We're unable to deliver a quality experience to you, our players, so we made the difficult decision to shut down RaiderZ. Overall guys, my time with the game was pretty brief, but it's really understandable why it needed to be shut down since the original developer abandoned ship. Those of you who did make purchases from May 7th and on will be refunded via your ARC accounts. Players have been granted 1,000 in-game currency to enjoy, and all items for RaiderZ have been discounted to 1 Zen. Another MMO bites the dust, but you guys know what doesn't bite the dust? The question of the week. Last week on the show, we talked about many games announcing and launching their open betas. With that, I asked you guys what your expectations are for open beta. A user by the name of Planet Games said the following: I'll quote Total Biscuit, if it has a cash shop, it's open to criticism. I don't mind bugs, that's what betas are for, but lately slapping beta in your game's name is used more as a marketing ploy and a backdoor to making shitty games. If a patch adds a new cash shop only pet without fixing a single bug, I'll move on to another title. Thanks for your response, and if you guys want your comment possibly featured in next week's episode, make sure to leave a comment down below. This week's question is, when it comes to MMO combat systems, do you guys prefer action combat or traditional tab targeting, and why? With the death of RaiderZ, I am curious whether or not you guys think the action combat fad is over, or if it's the future so long as the game has more imaginative progression. Should be interesting. Last in the news this week, the very popular free-to-play action MMO Tera Online went berserk. Those of you playing the Berserker class are now able to tank within Enmass Entertainment's MMO. New tanking abilities and aggro mechanics allow the once DPS class to fill the tank slot as well. On the game content side of things, Tera's update also adds in 2 5-person dungeons aimed for level 65 players, and a new 10-player raid has been added as well. For those of you PvP folks out there, Tera also got some PvP player love with its new team deathmatch style 15 vs 15 battleground called Gridiron, where the first to 70 kills wins. Apparently, side effects of going berserk is a ton of new content. Maybe other MMOs should go berserk as well. You know what always goes berserk? MMOBomb.com and giveaways, that's what. Every week we add in new giveaways for you guys and gals out there, so make sure to bookmark the page and check it daily in order to ensure you never miss one. As for myself, signing off until next week's Free to Play Weekly, my name is Zach Sharps, and I'll catch you guys next time.